on the previous episode.
2 new running backs. Yes, I have 3 running backs, probably totaling over 1 million coins of value. Yes, I don't run the ball. However, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Episode 102 of the No Money Spent. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. We're gonna go into actually some gameplay with the new 95 overall team. We're kind of gonna go like, if you watch the little inside the mine throne videos, that's what this kind of like concept, this video is going to be about. But let's hop into the team. Let's talk about the new upgrades. Of course, picked up a bunch of new running backs: Roger Craig, Bo Jackson, Keyshawn Johnson, Kyle Pitts. Even Deebo Samuel is now a new starter. So a lot of new weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Ability wise, I'm a little generic. Yes, I know I run route tech, gunslinger, etc. But I don't play Madden necessarily gameplay a lot, so I got to go back to what I'm most comfortable with. So ability wise, Kyle Pitts, I do have red zone threat. Roger Craig, backfield master. Bo Jackson, I just run basically his X Factor, which we will talk about. It'll be a huge thing in this video. Then with Keyshawn Johnson, I run route technician and slot apprentice, so you know he gets quicker cuts. Roger Craig, by the way, backfield master. He gets, I think, 4 additional hot routes out of the backfield. And then of course, Pat is going to have Gunslinger. Love how Pat now has Gunslinger early on in the game. I'm able to use my favorite player. On the defensive side of the ball, not as many significant upgrades. Of course, we picked up Luke Kuechly. However, my middle linebackers do not see the field because they do not jump unless given lurker. Defensive line, though, we picked up Chris Jones, Quinnen Williams, and Bruce Smith. So 3 new pass rushers. And then we have the strong safety Bo Jackson playing at the backup safety position. However, I play him over Jabril Peppers. And then hiding in special teams is Jesse Bates and Ed Reed, and I'm show those because they actually play my 2 deep safeties. We'll go into all basically my defensive roles. Ability wise, I am only running 12 out of 14 AP. I have Acrobat on Deion Sanders, Acrobat on Cam Chancellor, Acrobat on Jason Verrett, and then my 2 deep safeties, I run Acrobat and mid-zone KO because mid-zone KO basically makes them play better when basically people throw it to the inside of them if they're in like a deep blue, or I don't know, I've read some things. Supposedly mid-zone KO is nice, so I put it on my 2 middle, basically, if I'm running cover 2, my 2 deep safeties. So that's what the abilities-wise I have on my players. Special teams, of course, kicker, punter, specialist, slot corner. Jason Verrett does play the slot for me. Playbook-wise, I am now running, and I've been trying out, this is like my 2nd game running the Washington football team playbook. And of course, my strategy cards. Yes, I have +2 speed on wide receivers, +2 speed on my defensive backs. Defensive playbook, I run multiple, and I'll tell you why. Has to do with having 3-3-5 and 3-3-5 wide. Chemistry wise, I run 25 out of 25 Niners theme team. I don't like to run 50 because it kind of limits my creativity, my variety amongst my team, my players. Visual wise, I think I run what my home jersey is the Jordan. I don't know what my away jerseys are, but hopping in, actually, this is not to the game. This is the game prior. You're going to notice in the top right, Z, so we're going to call him Space, all right? We match up against Space. This is, I like 4th or 5th weekend league game of the weekend, like my 2nd game of the night. This is actually the 1st game with the new Washington playbook. And, well, we're going to come out and throw a pick. And then on the 2nd, basically, drive, well, I'm going to try to make too much happen with Pat. And pretty much the moral of the story is I get my ass kicked in. Basically, I get absolutely smoked. 4th and 7. I'm down 14-0 at this point. He's running pretty much. He's rushing one. We're pancaking the defensive lineman. However, just nothing really is open. Pat, I'm gonna drift a little to my right. He's gonna send one. Well, it's gonna be like I said, we just get our ass handed to us. We end up losing this game 28-0, I believe, before I quit out. You're gonna see Pat again. He's running a lot of max coverage now. I'll get into why I'm talking more about his coverage, as his strong safety Bo Jackson does get the reception. Pat just no terrible effort there on the tackle, isn't able to make him. Well, Bo Jackson is going to take it for 6. And then this is kind of I lost full. I'd manned up the tight end, and well, Ed Reed is not going to make a play. So after this, I'm going to be honest, I had to look at myself in the mirror. We felt like Pat after the Super Bowl. I'm like, damn, I lost a step. Do I suck? Am I washed? I was really hoping that basically we would match up with that Space person. Basically, again, I really wanted to kind of get, you know, some revenge. And well, as the Madden gods would put it, we load into a game right away, of course. And well, we match up against our good friend Space. So we're going to have a revenge game. This is where we're going to start to talk about what I like to do on the offensive side of the balls. You're going to notice I do run bunch. Yes, I know it's typical, but I feel most comfortable for my hot routes, basically, or my audibles. I run flood at the top, halfback base, And I believe I run bunch trail or verticals at the 3rd and then bunch trail at the 4th. Very typical audibles for bunch. Switch to the Washington football team playbook, by the way, because it has this one play where you get a tight end streak, like right down the middle with Kyle Pitts without having to like audible, and does a little side delay feint and then up the field. This playbook basically has a play where Kyle Pitts just runs straight up the field, and I like it to really attack cover 2. But the theme of this video is going to be Bo Jackson. You saw I subbed him in. Well, Bo Jackson's kind of X factor, how it works is he has to get 6 runs of +1 yards, and then he gets the freight train ability, or if you remember from Eric Dickerson Madden 20, pretty much he breaks the first tackle, and the only way to get him out of it is to get him basically a loss of a gain. So we've already got 1 bow nose run. Just like that, we are at 2 bow nose run. And by the way, if you don't follow my gameplay, I do not run the ball. However, when you get Bo Jackson, you have an ability or an X factor like this, it's hard not to run the ball a lot as well. Our opponent was running, you can see he's in dollar right now. So he's got 3 down linemen, I believe 8 DBs on the field. So we already have 3 out of 6 of the 1-yard runs for Bo Jackson. Just like that, we have 4 out of 6, and we are going to spam run. However, I believe on this play, we're going to try to mix in a little bit of pass. But again, you can see he's dropping 2, so his run defense, really, we might even get pancakes on the 2nd level. 2nd and 10 now. We're going to what I like to call, this is basically a really safe play. It's a 2 option, or it's a high-low read between the running back and the 10-yard in. He's going to go with the 10-yard in. We're going to dump it down to the running back. 3rd and 7, going to run a little bit mesh post, but however, really nothing going. He's only going to rush 1. You remember from the first game, again, he does not like to send pressure, so we're just going to sit in the pocket, and eventually I actually make a Stevie read with Bo Jackson. I throw it right over his head to my own Bo Jackson. He probably could have got an interception there, but we're going to go down to the 5, 4th and 1. Well, the theme of this video is Bo Jackson, of course, so I'm going to continue to feed him. I'm going to mess up some audibles, think that hopefully he thinks I'm passing. We're going to eventually run it, get the first down, just like that. 5 out of 6 Bo nose. I'm going to actually hurry up offense, and well, I'm going to try to catch him off guard. Hopefully he run commits, doesn't. However, I roll to the right, and Kyle Pitts, probably the most expensive card in the game, is sitting in the corner of the end zone. So we get the touchdown. We go up 7-0. We also have 5 out of 6 1-yard runs. And then defensively, this is how I like to set up my defense. So I put my flats. This is going to be my cloud flats, my hard flats at 25. And I have my purples on 5 yards. So my purples are basically my hard flats. My cloud flats are going to play like purples at 25 yards deep. And as well, you see, I'm going to put a bunch of basically players in certain positions. I do this to run 3-3-5 normal, and then I will audible down to 3-3-5 wide. So that way I can basically get as many safeties on the field to play kind of at outside linebacker. I'll go into it. You can see I'm going to pause it, zoom in a little bit. So this is basically the setup of my defense, of course. JC Horn left corner, Dion right corner, Verrett in the slot. 2 deep safeties I talked about, Ed Reed and Jesse Bates. My user, of course, Cam Chancellor. But this is kind of the glitchy part of the 3-3 wide defense, and why you have to actually have the multiple playbook, because it is the only playbook with 3-3-5 normal and 3-3-5 wide. So you put in basically Bo Jackson and Ronnie Lott at those 2 outside middle linebacker positions in the 3-3-5 wide, and well, when you audible with 3-3-5 normal, and then when you audible down, that's way Bo Jackson and Ronnie Lott are able to play at outside linebacker. Love Bo Jackson, outside linebacker, 94 block shed. Great player. And then defensively, this is a lot of my main setup when I come up against bunch. You're going to notice I actually have a Mabel basically coverage on the right side. So I have a cloud flat playing 25. The hard flat is the purple. And then I have a deep blue over the top. And the left side of the field, I actually don't get the audible in, but I put my left deep blue in a deep half. So I'm kind of basically playing a cover 2. My sole responsibility with this is to hover my blitz with 5. I'm sending 5, hovering with 6, and well, my sole responsibility was the middle of the field. However, Jason Verrett, and that man was in a 5-yard, basically hard flat, comes back off kind of a flood concept of himself, able to get the interception, and just like that, it's 7-0. We have to get the ball, and well, just like that, Bo Jackson is in the zone. He's got the X factor. We're going to skip a couple plays, though, because I ended up actually trying to pass the ball. Nothing was successful. 2nd and 6, though. Again, we're going to catch him on a run commit, and Kyle Pitts, just like that, is able to get in the end zone. 2 touchdowns for him, and just like I said, just like that, we are up 14-0. So defensively, we're going to show him a couple of the same looks. We played basically that Mabel coverage on the right side. On the bunch side, I like to do that. So I'm going to run kind of my base defense, my base setup on the play, because well, he hadn't shown he could beat it, so we're going to run it again. However, this time I'm not going to send pressure. I'm going to man up the running back, have a D lineman in a yellow, and well, we get basically what I like to call a coverage sag. Nothing open. I think it was thrown to the deep left guy, could have gotten interception. But again, you're going to notice now this play, I'm sending the dogs. I'm sending, I believe, 6 hovering with 7. However, he gets time in the pocket, but Josh Allen, an inaccurate pass. I have my left, I believe, my left hard flat in a yellow to kind of actually cover that. Jesse Bates didn't really do his job. And then again on 3rd and 10, you're going to notice I like to mix up my coverages a lot. I don't like to run the same thing. Give my opponent different looks. That's kind of how I play defense. Don't want it to make it easy for him. And, well, J.C. Horn just caught out a little out of position. And it also doesn't make the tackle. He's able to run it back in. And he's going to go for 2. Did this frequently in our first game. So he's going to try it again. However, I'm more expecting of it. I'm more prepared. We're just going to play base defense. And, well, you're going to see he runs a real curl route concept. And we had people in yellows. We had people manned up. And nothing was open. He's going to have to throw it away. So up 14-6. And, well, this is what I call the Bo Jackson drive. We're initially going to start to run the ball with him. Get 4 yards. You know, as long as we don't get a loss, he's going to stay in the X factor. And this is why I really think going forward, I'm going to use Bo Jackson the most when I get his X factor is in the passing game, because when I'm able to dump it off, you guys, if you play Madden 22, you know how frequent basically running or passing to your running backs is. It's super easy out of the backfield. And, well, when you're breaking that first tackle out of the backfield, a lot of times you're in one-on-one situations. It's a free broken tackle. So you're going to see 3rd and inches now. Bo Jackson is starting to kind of assert his presence, his physicality, and run people over. Again, he's still in dollar, still in that 3-down lineman. So, I mean, I'm just going to keep running. I'm going to run it every time. I'm kind of going to force him to call a timeout and get into 3-3-5 wide, get into at least nickel, not dollar, where he only has basically 8 DBs. He's trying to basically move his D lineman over. And again, I'm just running and running and running with Bo Jackson. That's going to be the theme of this. I'm going to speed it up because you're going to notice we're going no huddle. We're running one time, and then we go no huddle and we run it again. This is what I was continuously doing on this drive, because he wouldn't call a timeout as well. The clock was a little bit not on our factor, and we're going to run it again, and we're going to get in 3rd and 5. And, well, if you thought I was passing the ball, Bo Jackson, Bo knows football. Bo knows football indeed. And, well, 3rd and 5. Who would have thought I'd be running on 3rd and 5? Bo Jackson. He's going to basically shove Jesse Bates down to the ground. Stiff arm, stiff arm into the turf. And just like that, we're up 21-6. But not so fast, says our opponent, pulls a little leak horse. So he's going to go back to the play that he scored a touchdown on with Devin Hester. Spin move. We do, however, make the tackle, but that's really not going to stop our opponent from just walking basically up the field on our defense. Didn't really get too many adjustments in. Also was really lazy, not really hovering with Cam Chancellor. But he was blocking the running back, so I was kind of able to pick it up. Could have got the interception there with Cam Chancellor, maybe a little better user from myself. And again, he's now coming to his own no huddle. I'm going to run Maple both sides. I'm playing max coverage actually, but again, like a step late with Cam Chancellor. That could have basically been the game. And, well, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to no huddle again. I'm going to kind of get caught out. I actually don't believe I have hard flats or my purples on the field. So the flats are basically going to be wide open, and, well, he's going to throw his flats. He's going to find the weakness in our defense. However, he does go for 2 and doesn't get it. So it's still a 2-possession game, 21-12. And this is what I talked about with Bo Jackson. Getting him out basically in the passing game, getting out in space. He breaks actually 2 tackles there, able to pick up 15, 1st and 10. I'm going to go back to the pass a little bit, roll out right. His user gets a little lost in no man's land. Kyle Pitts stops on a dime. Really has a play by him. And just like that, we're out to the 40-yard line. Yes, I'm going to run a screenplay. It's kind of the theme. I told you, get Bo Jackson out of space, and this is what he does. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and he has that 94 or 95, I believe, speed. And now we're down to the 13-yard line. And in the red zone, I'm going to basically hand it off to Bo Jackson every single play. So Bo Jackson's going to get the first carry and just run through Bo Jackson, his twin, on the opposite side of the ball. However, I believe on first or the play after this, because I forgot basically what happened. 3rd and 1. Fake hike, Bo Jackson run, and, well, we actually are going to stop, but it wasn't a negative play, so we still have the X factor, so it's 4th and inches. Our opponent isn't. He's in 3-3-5 normal now, so a little better defensive defense. However, 4th and inches, and I'm breaking the first tackle. You already know what's going to happen. We're barely going to get the first down. This is where basically I passed on first down, didn't get anything, and then 2nd and goal. This is going to be the icing on the cake. Didn't hurdle, didn't at all, didn't do anything. That's the Bo knows X factor. He's going to auto hurdle for now. It's our opponent's turn to basically lose full. He's done. He's out of that game. So Bo Jackson, and I'm never one to run the ball. I'm going to show you my online head-to-head stats. I pretty much run the ball 25% of the time, which is not a lot. But I wanted to show you guys basically the power of Bo Jackson. His card is pretty expensive. However, that Bo knows X factor, I think we're going to see a shift in meta basically to a more run-focused offense, just because It's insane. It's super it's the easiest X factor I've ever had to basically get in game. You can do a fullback dive 6 straight times. Now your running back can break every single tackle. I really think we're gonna see a shift in the meta, probably starting this weekend, but going into kind of the holiday season. But that is gonna be the debut, or was one of the first games with the 95 overall team. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of this different perspective, a different kind of no money spent. Want to do more gameplays, however, this is probably not going to happen frequently, as I don't like to have like 15-minute long gameplays where I'm going into full detail about my team. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Market Monday, if you didn't watch, by the way, Blitz Day 4 video, kind of watch it this morning. There's still some information you guys can gather from that. Market Monday will be out in a couple hours after you guys are watching that. So until Market Monday, like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Peace.